He was a pathetic orphaned loser until he married his hot childhood friend, awakened a cheat-level skill to save her, and became the strongest assassin in the world. The story starts with a boy named Tai, who loses his entire family in a sudden truck accident. That tragedy changes how he sees the world. He realizes that life can end without warning, and this makes him deeply afraid. From then on, Tai becomes scared of forming bonds, worrying that anyone he loves could be taken away just as suddenly. His childhood friend Mutsumi also feels the pain of the loss, but instead of distancing herself, she stays close to Tai. She comforts him and promises that she will never abandon him. That promise becomes something Tai silently depends on. At school, Tai keeps to himself. Some classmates come up to him and invite him to hang out, but he turns them down. They grow frustrated because this keeps happening, and they start wondering why he avoids them. However, when they notice how tense and nervous he looks, they assume he's just shy and decide to back off. What they don't realize is that Tai is actually glad they talked to him. He just can't bring himself to open up because he's still stuck in grief. After they leave, Mutsumi approaches Tai and gives him food, reminding him that he needs to eat properly. Their classmates watch from a distance and feel jealous, since many of them like her. Mutsumi becomes worried about Tai's behavior, noticing that he's becoming more isolated. She tells him he needs to talk to people more. Tai responds by reminding her that she once rejected a senior named Tanaka, even though he seemed like a good person. He wonders why she turned him down, but she tells Tai not to worry about her choices and instead focus on moving forward. As she is about to feed Tai, the vice principal Hirakawa suddenly eats the food himself. Mutsumi gets angry and reminds him that he promised to stop snacking. Hirakawa apologizes and says he couldn't control himself. He explains that he was supposed to be on a business trip, but changed his schedule because he missed her cooking. After making an odd comment about her hair, he tells Tai to come see him after school, which makes Tai uneasy. After classes end, Tai goes to Hirakawa's office, confused about why he was called. Hirakawa then reveals something disturbing. He has secretly taken many pictures of Mutsumi and claims he has been watching her to protect her from people who might approach her. He admits that he tortured Tanaka to scare him away. Tai realizes that Hirakawa is mentally unstable and dangerous. Hirakawa then threatens Tai, asking if he has feelings for Mutsumi and implying he might kill him. Tai is terrified, but Hirakawa suddenly claims that Mutsumi is his younger sister. Before anything worse happens, a girl suddenly enters the room and activates a device that fills it with light. Tai loses consciousness and later wakes up in a different place. Mutsumi greets him and says she's relieved he's safe, but Tai panics when he notices he's surrounded by strangers. Mutsumi calms him down and introduces them as her siblings. She explains each of them: Futaba, the girl who saved him; Shinzo, who is obsessed with guns; Kengo, who loves cats; Shion, who handles technology; Nano, who enjoys experiments; and their guard dog Goliath. Mutsumi then reveals that her family works as freelance spies. Tai doesn't believe it at first, thinking it's a joke, until he picks up one of Shinzo's guns and accidentally fires it, realizing everything is real. They explain that spying is just a job to them, but business has been difficult because government agents offer cheaper services. However, they mention that their family still has excellent online reviews, mostly thanks to their brother Kyoichiro, who attracts attention easily. Tai slowly realizes that Kyoichiro is actually Hirakawa. Futaba admits that although Kyoichiro is deeply flawed, he is the strongest spy in the family. Tai asks why he was targeted. Futaba explains that they received information, saying someone plans to kill Mutsumi. She reveals that in the past, Kyoichiro's actions nearly caused Mutsumi's death, and the stress from that incident turned her hair white. Feeling guilty, Kyoichiro became obsessed with protecting her, removing everyone from her life. Tai was the only person he allowed near her until he appeared in the new intel. After that, Kyoichiro decided Tai had to be eliminated. An alarm suddenly goes off as Kyoichiro attacks the house. The siblings prepare to fight, using traps Shinzo set earlier, but they know they are at a disadvantage because Kyoichiro is far more skilled. Tai feels guilty for causing trouble, but Futaba tells him this has always been a family problem. Futaba then suggests marriage. Their family has a strict rule that prevents members from killing each other. If Tai marries Mutsumi using their special cherry blossom ring, Kyoichiro won't be able to kill him. She explains that marriage becomes official the moment half the ring is given. However, Mutsumi refuses because Tai hasn't healed from his past yet, and Futaba respects that decision. The fight continues, and Kyoichiro easily overpowers everyone. He threatens to destroy the house unless Tai is handed over. Futaba attacks but is restrained, and Shion uses drones to fight back, though Kyoichiro destroys them. Tai worries, but Matsumi reassures him that family members aren't allowed to kill each other, so no one will die. She hides Tai and promises again that she isn't going anywhere. Kyoichiro eventually figures out their disguises and confronts Matsumi. He insists on isolating her to keep her safe, even allowing himself to be stabbed to prove his resolve. Matsumi nearly agrees, but Tai steps in. He realizes that Kyoichiro is driven by the same fear he once felt, fear of losing what matters most. However, Tai knows Matsumi is suffering because of this. Tai asks Matsumi to marry him, reminding her of her promise. She throws him the ring. Kyoichiro tries to stop it, but Tai refuses to give up and takes the ring, promising to protect her. The siblings arrive, celebrate Tai's courage, and Futaba orders Kyoichiro to train him. The next day, Tai wakes up to Kyoichiro nearly stabbing him. Kyoichiro explains this is training, saying spies must always stay alert. Later, Matsumi hears Tai screaming during training and rushes in angrily, forcing Kyoichiro to stop. Moments later, the house explodes. Kyoichiro explains a bomb was planted, targeting Matsumi. While escaping, Kyoichiro reveals the truth. Matsumi is the 10th head of an ancient family descended from Edo-era ninjas. Although she has no powers herself, she carries the gene that allows future generations to gain superhuman abilities, making her a major target. Her role is to learn about the normal world before stepping into the underworld as leader. They are attacked again, but escape thanks to the bulletproof car driven by Goliath. Kyoichiro defeats the enemies easily and reminds Tai that marriage makes him family now. He hands Tai a gun and gives him his first mission: protect Matsumi for the entire day. When they reach school, Matsumi happily talks with her classmates. Tai walks behind her, quietly checking the whole classroom like he's guarding her. The girls notice and think he's acting odd. Some boys greet Tai, but they freeze when they see his serious face and wonder what's wrong with him. Earlier, inside the car, Tai stared at the gun in shock. Kyoichiro casually tells him not to panic, saying problems can be hidden even if someone dies. Matsumi quickly shuts him down and tells him to stop joking, which makes Tai feel relieved. She explains that guns aren't the real danger, bombs and poison are far more common. Kyoichiro warns Tai about a bomber named Tamaya, known for making powerful explosives. He admits he's worked with him before. Tai is confused about why Tamaya would betray him, but Kyoichiro explains that people like him often change sides easily. He adds that Tamaya is addicted to social media, and even posts updates about his crimes online. Kyoichiro says he has to rescue hostages and won't be nearby. Before leaving, he warns Tai to stay alert, saying Tamaya already posted that 2 more bombs are coming. Until he returns, Tai must keep Matsumi safe no matter what. Back in the classroom, Tai nervously looks around, trying to guess where bombs could be hidden. He decides to stay close to Matsumi. Suddenly, Tamaya posts again saying the second bomb is ready. Tai panics and gets hit by a ball. The boys rush to help him, but Tai spots someone outside the window and runs after them. He stops at the infirmary door but hesitates. The nurse suddenly appears behind him and asks if he's okay. Startled, Tai makes an excuse and leaves. The nurse smiles quietly as he walks away. Later, Tai checks his phone and sees Tamaya announce that the final bomb is set. He thinks about how careful Matsumi always is. She never eats food from others and avoids being alone. The boys apologize again and give him chocolate. Surprisingly, Tai eats it immediately. They're shocked since he's usually very cautious. Moments later, Tai feels sick. They suggest the infirmary, but remember it's closed today. Tai collapses. When he wakes up, Matsumi is beside him. She explains the infirmary isn't available. Tai starts doubting himself, wondering if he's really good enough for her. Even though she's always in danger, she was always there for him. He realizes he never thought about her feelings when he chose to marry her. Matsumi taps his head and tells him she chose him herself. She thanks him for marrying her. Tai feels relieved, until he notices a bomb on the ceiling. It explodes. Nearby students hear the noise but assume it's just a science experiment. Elsewhere, Nano watches the blast with a woman who turns out to be Kengo in disguise. Tai and Matsumi survive. Tai realizes the bomb was placed there because it was the next best resting area after the infirmary. Then he understands the truth. Tamaya was using Tai's movements to track Matsumi. Tai finds the third bomb attached to himself. Tamaya planned this so Tai would stay close to her and unknowingly become the weapon. With seconds left and no exit, Tai jumps out of the building to save Matsumi. Kyoichiro suddenly catches him midair and removes the bomb. He praises Tai for completing his mission. Kyoichiro says he'll return the bomb to its owner. The siblings appear, revealing they were watching the whole time to test Tai. Tamaya is captured and begs for mercy, but Kyoichiro throws him out the window as the bomb explodes. Later, Tai arrives at the mansion. Kyoichiro is annoyed, but Matsumi reminds him Tai's home was destroyed, and they're married now. Kyoichiro warns Tai to stay alert. That night, Tai dreams of being powerless while Matsumi is taken away. He wakes up shaken, knowing he must get stronger. He accidentally steps on Goliath, who attacks him. Matsumi treats his injuries and explains she ordered Goliath to protect Tai from Kyoichiro. Tai is still scared of the dog. Determined, Tai asks Futaba to train him. She throws him around and tells him to stop rushing. She says real strength takes years and bluntly tells him he has no talent. Still, she sees his determination and offers intense training, requiring him to live in the mansion for a month. Tai agrees, but immediately triggers deadly traps and barely survives. Futaba explains, the mansion is full of traps, and surviving them is part of training. Tai realizes he could die at any time. The next day, alarms explode. Tai struggles through traps and barely makes it to breakfast. Futaba reminds him this is training. Mutsumi worries, but Futaba explains the traps won't activate for family members. The system will accept Tai once he clears everything. Tai suddenly feels sick. Nano explains, the food contains small amounts of poison to build resistance. Tai rushes for the bathroom but can't unlock the door. Futaba refuses to help. While the family lives normally, Tai screams and struggles to survive. Days pass. Tai looks exhausted at school, worrying his classmates. He practices shooting just to turn on the TV. Matsumi stops him, gives him tea, and reminds him he isn't weak. In a memory, Matsumi was bullied for her hair. Tai protected her by cutting his own hair, scaring the bullies away. He promised to help her whenever she needed it. Back in the present, Tai improves. He disables alarms, avoids traps, and earns praise from Shinzo and Shion. With Nanao's help, he learns how to handle poison gas. After 3 weeks, Tai can eat poisoned food without collapsing. When he overworks himself, Futaba sees his injuries and realizes he's pushing too hard. She scolds him, saying survival also means knowing when to rest. She gives him a book on unlocking doors and admits she was wrong about him. His determination and his love for Matsumi might actually help him succeed. After struggling for a long time, Tai finally opens the bathroom door. Everyone cheers, relieved that he made it. As he thanks them, his ring suddenly starts shining. Futaba explains that the house now accepts him as part of the family. She praises his effort, but warns him that the real training is about to begin. Everyone supports him and hopes he can handle what's coming next. Later, Matsumi is cooking and adds poison like usual. Out of nowhere, Tai asks something awkward about bras, shocking her completely. He quickly explains that he was only practicing disguises. She doesn't believe him. Kengo shows up, pretends to help, but only jokes around. When Shinzo comes in confused, Tai rips off Kengo's disguise. Kyoichiro arrives, announces he's leaving for a mission, and tries to kiss Matsumi, but she hits him away instantly. Shinzo also leaves for a mission. Tai worries, but Shinzo says it's easy work, just recovering a metal plate used for fake money. Tai can't believe that's considered simple. Before leaving, Shinzo hands Tai a tool. On the way to school, a baseball suddenly flies toward Tai and Matsumi. Without even looking, Tai catches it and throws it back at full speed. The coach is shocked and invites him to join the team. During lunch, Matsumi warns Tai that his strength is becoming unnatural and tells him to be careful not to stand out. After school, Matsumi handles family paperwork. Tai is amazed, but she says it's her responsibility as the family leader. She notices missing documents and goes to Kengo's room. It's a mess. Kengo admits he didn't finish the work and walks around naked, embarrassing Matsumi. When she tries to punish him, he runs away. Tai almost stops him, but Kengo disguises himself as Matsumi, causing Tai to hesitate. Kengo escapes, and Matsumi locks down the mansion. At the same time, Shinzo sneaks through a facility using vents. Security is tougher than expected, but he gets the plate before alarms go off. Back home, Tai and Matsumi search for Kengo. They even check Kyoichiro's room, which is filled with pictures of Matsumi. The siblings realize Kengo disguised himself as them earlier. Kengo briefly appears inside a painting, laughs, and escapes through a hidden tunnel. Matsumi is annoyed that she never knew it existed. Later, Matsumi handcuffs Tai, revealing he's actually Kengo in disguise. She figured it out because the real Tai always lets her walk first. Kengo gives up and agrees to finish his work. While eating curry, Tai gets a call from Shinzo, who's panicking. He ran out of weapons and is surrounded. Even though Shinzo loves guns, he's helpless without them. Tai is sent to help. Tai sneaks into the building with supplies. Someone attacks him, but he uses his training to disable the weapon. More enemies appear. Tai takes down 2, then uses an electric gun Shinzo gave him to stop the third from calling backup. Tai reaches Shinzo, who hugs him in relief. When guards appear, Shinzo suddenly becomes confident again and defeats them. As they escape, a sniper shoots Tai in the leg and threatens to kill him unless Shinzo drops his weapon. Remembering Matsumi's advice, Tai throws Shinzo a fork. Shinzo uses it to destroy the sniper's gun and defeat him. That night, Tai talks to Matsumi on the phone, but a strange man interrupts. He introduces himself as Seiji, a police officer, and brings Tai to the station. Seiji shows him videos from his missions and accuses him of crimes. He offers leniency if Tai betrays his allies, but Tai refuses. Seiji forces him to drink truth serum, but Tai secretly avoids it. Seiji attacks him, revealing he kills criminals himself. Tai notices a wire and realizes Kyoichiro is nearby. Kyoichiro appears and explains that Seiji was testing Tai. Since Tai didn't betray anyone, he passed. The next day at school, Tai is exhausted. Kyoichiro shows up as a substitute teacher and throws chalk at him at extreme speed. Tai dodges it in his sleep. Kyoichiro explains that Tai must learn to rest only part of his brain, like dolphins. He releases sleeping gas. Everyone falls asleep except Matsumi. Even while asleep, Tai dodges every chalk. Kyoichiro is impressed. However, later that night, Tai loses control of this ability and begins sleepwalking, frightening everyone. The next day, Tai is sitting alone, reading a weird guide about how spies should handle relationships. As he flips through it, he realizes something uncomfortable. He hasn't been spending much time with Matsumi at all. That thought scares him. He starts imagining their marriage falling apart and ends up panicking over the idea of divorce. Just when he's about to ask her out properly, his phone rings. It's Seiji, and he says there's an emergency mission. Tai is sent straight to an amusement park. Seiji explains that a dangerous man and woman are causing trouble with firearms somewhere inside, but no one knows what they look like. Tai is told to rely on instinct and watch for anything unusual. Once he gets there, he quickly notices a problem. The entire park is packed with couples. Since Tai is alone, he sticks out badly. Before he can overthink it, Matsumi suddenly appears. She tells Tai she already figured out what's going on and decided to help. Being together will make him look normal. She also warns him that shady people could be nearby, but assures him she's capable of protecting herself, so he shouldn't panic over her safety. As they walk around, Tai notices a cheerful couple enjoying themselves. The guy compliments the girl's outfit, and Tai awkwardly tries copying him. Instead of a smooth compliment, he blurts out something strange about her clothes being good for kicking. Mutsumi just replies that the outfit is comfortable. Tai realizes he's doing a terrible job at being romantic. They soon spot a pair that looks suspicious heading toward a roller coaster, so they follow. Everyone else screams with excitement during the ride, but Tai actually falls asleep because it feels boring compared to his intense training. Afterward, they keep watching the pair and slowly realize they're harmless. They move on to another couple who also seem sketchy at first. Tai follows them, only to watch them suddenly start kissing. He sighs, realizing once again they're just normal people. Then Matsumi points out another pair sitting at a cafe. Tai overhears the man talking about a special item. When the man reaches into his pocket, Tai prepares himself only for the guy to pull out a ring and propose. Tai gets frustrated. He still hasn't found a single solid lead. He ends up standing there, holding a rose, thinking about how he just wants to make Matsumi happy. That's when things suddenly change. The sweet couple from earlier starts arguing loudly. Tai is confused, they seemed so close before. Then everything goes downhill. The couple pulls out guns. Tai instantly understands they're the criminals he's been searching for. Gunfire breaks out. People scream and scatter. Tai ducks for cover. During the chaos, he notices the rose in his hand gets hit by a bullet and ruined. That oddly pushes him over the edge. He steps in, fires his electric rounds, and stops both attackers. Police arrive and arrest them. Seiji calls Tai afterward, praising him for handling the situation well. But when Kyoichiro hears about it, he isn't impressed, mostly because Tai turned the mission into a date with Matsumi. Later, Tai and Matsumi ride the Ferris wheel. Matsumi mentions that they managed to try every attraction. Tai asks why she saved the Ferris wheel for last, and she explains she wanted to watch the sunset together. Tai hands her the damaged rose anyway, saying it may be broken, but he still wants her to have it as thanks for always being there for him. She accepts it, and they spend the rest of the day together. Back at the house, Shion finally finishes her own assignment and looks completely drained. As she's about to rest, her system suddenly gets hacked. She fights back inside her digital space, chasing the intruder, but the hacker forcefully disconnects her computer. When Shion reconnects, she realizes something unsettling: the hacker stole photos of Tai. The next morning, Tai and Matsumi notice how exhausted Shion looks. She explains what happened and mentions how strange it is that only Tai's pictures were taken. That immediately makes Tai uneasy. On the way to school, needles suddenly fly toward them. A mysterious girl appears. Tai tries to escape, but it's pointless. He turns to fight. The girl attacks fast, but Tai manages to push her back. Then she says something disturbing. She claims she loves him and also plans to kill him. Matsumi recognizes her as Ayaka, a dangerous spy known for stalking men she falls for and killing them with needles. Ayaka admits she became obsessed with Tai after seeing a video of him online. That same video also caused the company to place a bounty on his head. Ayaka throws needles into the air, revealing that other hunters are nearby. Tai tells her he's married to Matsumi, meaning he won't just let himself die. Ayaka breaks down, admits she wants Matsumi gone, but reveals Kyoichiro allowed her to target Tai as long as she never harms Matsumi. Tai and Matsumi are stunned by this. Ayaka warns them she'll return soon and disappears. Things only get worse. At school, Ayaka is introduced as a transfer student and is seated right next to Tai. Throughout the day, Tai constantly dodges assassination attempts. Even during lunch, he's forced to keep moving just to avoid being stabbed. Ayaka eventually snaps. She poisons the entire class with mind control needles and orders them to grab Tai. They restrain him while she prepares to kill him. Matsumi jumps in front of Tai and tells Ayaka she's crossed the line. At that exact moment, another bounty hunter appears and opens fire at Ayaka. Matsumi shoves Ayaka out of the way to save her. Tai shoots the attacker, stopping him. Ayaka is stunned. She can't understand why Matsumi protected her. Matsumi says she's just glad someone else sees how amazing Tai really is. From that moment on, Ayaka becomes obsessed with Matsumi instead. On the way home, Ayaka clings to Matsumi, now wanting Tai gone so she can have her. Tai is understandably not okay with this situation. Soon after, Tai gets a call from Shion. He and Matsumi visit her room. Shion starts up a game and explains that her hacking jobs work like this. She turns real emergencies into games that must be cleared. They defeat a train monster, and at the same time, the news reports a runaway train being stopped. Next, they face a dragon linked to drones, threatening a helicopter near a power plant. Shion struggles. Tai accidentally triggers a powerful mode, and together they find a creative solution. Ayaka shows up again and helps destroy the remaining drones. The mission ends successfully, but Shion refuses to let Tai leave, demanding more games. Elsewhere, a spy named Uga notices Tai in a magazine and finds him interesting, though his partner Sui doesn't care. Later, Nano calls Tai in a panic. He snuck into a lab, creating a biological weapon called sodium. To stop it, Nano swallowed the capsule, trusting his body to neutralize it within hours. He's growing sleepy and asks Tai to rescue him before guards wake up. Tai reaches the lab and encounters Uga and Sui, members of a government unit called Hamjiku. They pretend to help, but later reveal they plan to kill Nano for national security. Tai protects Nano but gets overwhelmed and injured. When Nano wakes up and proves the toxin is gone, Sui backs down but insults Tai, saying he's too weak to be a real spy. Sometime later, Tai finds himself in serious trouble again. Kyoichiro corners him and shoves a magazine in his face. The article inside says Tai was beaten by the Hamjiku, and Kyoichiro completely loses it. He complains that the family's reputation is sinking. Their reviews are terrible, and Tai is the reason. He calls Tai useless and reminds him that he couldn't even protect Nano. Before it turns violent, Nano suddenly shows up with Matsumi and forces Kyoichiro to stop. Tai is freed, but instead of feeling relieved, he feels worse. He starts believing he's dragging everyone down and doesn't belong in the family at all. Kyoichiro tells him there's only one way to make up for this: take down Hamjiku and prove himself. Soon after, the scene shifts to Sui riding a train. He argues with a man who's taking up too much space. When the man threatens him, Sui calmly slices the man's clothes apart. He notices Tai watching and sarcastically asks if Tai wants revenge. We learn that Kyoichiro ordered Tai to gather Hamajiku's intel, believing that spying on spies is the best way to defeat them. Tai admits he's inexperienced, so instead of fighting, he decides to observe Sui closely. When the train stops, Sui walks off at an insane pace. Tai struggles to keep up but forces his way through the crowd and reaches him. Sui suddenly attacks, tearing Tai's clothes apart. Security swarms Tai, thinking he's dangerous, but Tai refuses to give up. For days, he keeps following Sui. Every time Sui notices him, he destroys Tai's clothes just to scare him off. Eventually, Sui and Oga get into a fight with street criminals. Tai jumps in to help. Sui attacks Tai again, but Tai dodges. Oga notices something strange. Tai's pants are still intact. Sui attacks again, clearly irritated, and Uga starts questioning why Sui is so obsessed with Tai. Back at the mansion, Nano looks for Tai. Kyoichiro jokes that Tai is being used as a cutting board. Tai admits to Nano that he knows he's not strong enough yet, but he wants to improve for the sake of the family. Nano encourages him, saying Tai always surprises people. When Kyoichiro mocks Tai for constantly getting stripped, Nano punches him away. Tai realizes everyone has their own weird flaws. That night, Tai approaches Sui while he's cleaning a gravestone. Sui snaps and attacks at full speed, threatening to kill him. This time, Tai reacts correctly. He grabs Sui mid-attack, having figured out that Sui always strikes straight toward the center first. Tai throws him aside. Sui recovers and finally understands why Tai was accepted into Matsumi's family. He orders Uga to treat Tai's injuries and admits Tai has potential because he learned his habits. Sui decides to spare his life. The next day, Tai ends up in the magazine again, but now he's labeled a creep because he's always half naked. Nanao can't believe it, but Matsumi calmly says she still loves Tai anyway. Later, Tai and Matsumi take a walk in the park. Tai is confused when Matsumi suddenly greets Sui. He realizes she arranged a meeting with Hamjiku herself. She tells Sui she's furious about what happened to Nano. Sui says he was only following orders. Sui leads them to a cafe and orders a drink with an absurd name. The bartender smiles, then opens a hidden trapdoor beneath them. They fall into Hamjiku's base. Sui warns Tai to stay alert. Tai quickly realizes the place is packed with deadly traps meant to kill intruders. He barely survives and reaches the bottom just as a massive metal ball drops toward him. At the last second, Rin, Hamjiku's leader, smashes it with one punch. Rin immediately doubts Tai, calling him weak and questioning whether he can protect Matsumi. They sit down for tea. Matsumi explains that Rin and Kyoichiro were classmates and don't get along. Rin admits she likes Matsumi and believes Kyoichiro is dangerous. Sui mocks Tai as the weakest spy alive, but Matsumi defends Tai, saying his strength comes from his heart. Suddenly, explosions shake the base. Kyoichiro bursts in, demanding Matsumi and threatening to kill Rin. Rin refuses, and the two begin fighting violently, sending shockwaves through the base. When one of their attacks nearly hits Matsumi, Tai jumps in and shields her, taking the full impact. He collapses. Matsumi snaps and warns them she'll cut ties with both of them if they don't stop. The fight ends, and Rin admits Tai is tougher than he appears. Rin then assigns Tai a new mission. Hamjiku has been watching a popular politician named Yuri, loved by the public. Secretly, Yuri works with spies and has committed crimes to gain power. With elections approaching, Rin believes he's planning something big. Hamjiku once found bombs and arrested a smuggler who claimed Yuri was buying them. They need proof before Yuri acts. Tai is chosen because he's hard to detect. Disguised as a woman, he infiltrates Yuri's staff as an assistant. At a public event, protesters accuse Yuri of being a tyrant. A fight breaks out, and the speaker nearly kills the protest leader until Yuri heroically saves him. The crowd praises Yuri, but it's revealed the whole scene was staged to boost his popularity. Tai secretly watches Yuri order his spies to spread the footage. Tai realizes Yuri is fake and dangerous. Back at the office, Tai searches for evidence but finds nothing. Then he notices the spies' dance-like movements and realizes they're secretly communicating. When Yuri mentions a terrorist attack, Tai understands bombs are involved. Yuri meets the Prime Minister and decides to eliminate him. A bomb explodes, but Tai had already redirected it into a fountain. Yuri shoots Tai and triggers another blast, but everyone is wearing shock-resistant gear. Yuri realizes his bullets were fake. Before he can react, Sui appears, disarms Yuri, and arrests him, calling him foolish for trusting spies. While escorting Yuri, Tai hears him hint that Tai's family didn't die by accident. Before Tai can ask more, Yuri detonates a bomb hidden in his earring and escapes. Back at the mansion, Nano prepares medicine, expecting Tai to return injured. Matsumi cooks a massive meal, hoping food will help him recover. The siblings prepare themselves emotionally, assuming Tai will be beaten badly. Kyoichiro, however, seems pleased. Later, Tai saves a driver and learns from Sui that Yuri is actually Kurogawa, a legendary spy believed dead. Kurogawa kidnaps the prime minister and reveals he never cared about politics. He lost his daughter after politicians used him and tried to erase him. He wants the truth exposed. Tai interrupts the broadcast and confronts Kurogawa, but is defeated. Kurogawa explains he doesn't win through strength but by controlling information. In a flashback, we see Kurogawa's past working endlessly for politicians, celebrating his daughter's birthday, only to watch her die in an explosion meant for him. The story moves back to the present. Kurogawa explains everything clearly. He says he pretended to be a politician on purpose so he could attract the prime minister's allies. Once they trusted him, he killed them. He believes his plan worked perfectly. Tai tries to rush at him, but Kurogawa's followers step in and block him, saying Tai is too weak to win. Kurogawa then offers a deal. He says if Tai gives up, he will tell him the truth about what really happened to his family. Tai wants to hear it badly, but he refuses to back down because he doesn't want more people to die. Suddenly, Sui crashes through the floor. Kurogawa's followers fall into the pit below. Sui tells Tai to handle Kurogawa while he takes care of the others. Tai attacks with his knife, but Kurogawa stops him easily. He already knows the blade is poisoned, so he uses it against Tai and knocks him away. At the same time, Sui faces the spies. They recognize him as the leader of Hamjiku and laugh, saying their special powers make them unbeatable. Sui calls them overconfident and explains that their combat style is based on movement, which anyone can learn but very few master. When they launch their strongest attack together, Sui cuts straight through it and defeats them instantly. Sui is about to return when he senses something strange and draws his sword, but nothing is there. Tai struggles back to his feet. Kurogawa talks about losing family and says pain can't be erased. Tai remembers how broken he was after his family died, but he also remembers how Matsumi stayed with him and helped him keep going. Tai realizes that even if the past can't change, he can still protect the future. Tai attacks again. Kurogawa tries to predict his moves, confident he knows everything about Tai. But Tai suddenly moves differently. Using Sui's technique, Kurogawa is shocked. We learn that Kyoichiro once told Tai that the strongest enemies already know everything about you, so the only way to win is to do something unexpected. Tai boosts his speed using Nano's medicine, avoids Kurogawa's attacks with Kengo's fake skin, destroys his gun using wires, and finally knocks him down. Kurogawa admits defeat and says he respects Tai for never giving up. He hands Tai a note and starts to explain the truth about his family, but then he is suddenly shot. With his last breath, Kurogawa tells Tai to live without fear. Sui arrives and thinks an assassin killed Kurogawa. He tells Tai he did well and completed his mission. Later, Tai follows the note to a tree where Kurogawa buried his daughter. Tai pays his respects and finds a strange item Kurogawa left behind. When Tai returns home, everyone is happy and congratulates him. Futaba notices that Kyoichiro looks disappointed, as if he didn't expect Tai to survive. The next day, Rin throws a party to thank Tai. She says she personally gathered the food ingredients. Kyoichiro shows up, and Rin wants him gone, but allows him to stay when he brings drinks. Dinner turns chaotic, food starts flying, and nobody eats properly. Sui uses his fast movement to save some food, but warns Tai not to copy him because it harms the body. After the party, Tai thinks about the mysterious item. He's afraid it might reveal his family was murdered, and worries he could become obsessed with revenge like Kurogawa. Mutsumi kisses him and promises she'll stay with him no matter what. The item drops and reveals a small marble containing a recording. Kyoichiro gets angry, but Rin stops him and orders Tai and Mutsumi to leave. Back at the mansion, Ayaka suddenly appears and explains she's there to protect them from assassins. Mutsumi reveals she invited Ayaka to live with them and work as a maid. Ayaka gives the marble to Shion, who says it's damaged and will take time to analyze. Ayaka also warns that Tai now has a massive bounty on his head. She insists on attacking him during training so he can learn to defend himself, and Matsumi agrees, even though Tai hates the idea. Later, Tai is exhausted. Matsumi tries to make him tea, but Kyoichiro already drank all the leaves. Tai takes a bath, but Ayaka attacks him and accidentally triggers a trap. Getting shocked, Tai breaks the wall, grabs the power source, and destroys the trap while enduring the electricity. Kyoichiro storms in, accuses Tai of cheating, and threatens to torture him. Tai runs away, while Matsumi watches and thinks Ayaka is fitting in with the family. As Tai leaves for another mission, Matsumi hands him his phone. A call from Kahoru appears, and Tai quickly leaves. Ayaka becomes suspicious and admits she's been watching Tai closely. The next day, Tai goes on a date with Matsumi, but she brings Goliath, a massive guard dog that has protected the family for generations. Goliath grows larger, and Matsumi rides him. Tai tries, but gets thrown off. When Tai grabs the leash, Goliath drags him at extreme speed. Suddenly, a bomb hidden in a balloon explodes. Tai shields everyone and checks if they're safe. Goliath tracks the bomber, and Matsumi contacts him, warning him not to threaten her family again. Goliath breaks into the bomber's hideout and ends the threat. Later, Ayaka attacks Tai again, accusing him of cheating. Kyoichiro prepares to punish him, but Miji arrives with a package. It turns out, Tai secretly worked with Kahoru to gather rare tea ingredients as a gift for Kyoichiro to thank him. Tai risked his life to get it. Kyoichiro realizes Tai was innocent and feels guilty for treating him badly. Ayaka apologizes right away. Kyoichiro refuses to admit he was wrong, so Goliath punishes him. Matsumi thanks Tai for the tea and smiles, happy she chose him as her husband. Later on, Tai notices Matsumi holding an old photo album. She tells him she found it while cleaning. Inside, she shows him a family photo that was taken the day Nano passed his spy license exam. She explains that every time someone in the family passes the exam, they take a photo to remember it. Tai asks what a spy license even is. Futaba explains that it's basically an official ID given by the Spy Association. Anyone who passes the exam gets a license, which lets them receive job offers, rewards, and special benefits. New spies start at the bronze level and can move up by passing harder tests. Higher ranks get tougher missions but better pay and privileges. Tai starts thinking about taking the exam himself. That's when Kyoichiro cuts in and says all his siblings passed the exam on their first try. He threatens Tai, saying he'll kill him if he fails. Suddenly, they hear a scream. Ayaka apologizes to Shion, saying she touched some cables while cleaning and caused her device to malfunction. The screen suddenly turns on and shows a ghost. Futaba completely freaks out. Tai is confused until Matsumi explains that Futaba is terrified of ghosts. Because of that, everyone has to watch over her for the entire day. Strange noises keep coming from the house, which only makes Futaba more scared. That night, Futaba tries to sleep with Matsumi, but the noise returns. To calm her down, Matsumi starts reading her favorite story, Momotaro. The story talks about humans and demons fighting each other. An old woman finds a baby by a river and names him Momotaro. Matsumi falls asleep mid-story, so Tai continues reading. He explains that Momotaro grows up to become a soldier and is forced to kill his best friend because they end up on opposite sides. Tai says life often pushes people along whether they want it or not. Futaba likes the story and admits her mother used to read it to her. She says she used to be brave, but after losing her mom, she became scared of losing anyone else. She pretends to be afraid of ghosts so people won't see her real fear. Tai tells her he understands and says he wants to become strong enough to protect everyone he loves. Futaba tells him to rest and wishes him luck on the exam. Later, Tai takes the spy exam and does extremely well. Other test takers are impressed, but one person sees him as a rival. During lunch, a man notices Tai and remembers there's a bounty on his head. He tries to attack, but another participant named Tsukio blasts him away, reminding everyone fighting isn't allowed during the exam. Tai thanks Tsukio, but Tsukio suddenly says he's in love with Tai. Tai immediately thinks he's weird. Mutsumi recognizes Tsukio as a known flirt and warns him to stay away from her husband. Tsukio ignores her and says he likes Tai's personality and has been watching him for a while. The exam continues. Tai passes the physical tests easily. During the written exam, Tsukio keeps bothering him and even offers to let Tai copy his answers. Tai refuses and passes on his own. A voice announces that they passed and tells them to collect their licenses at the end of the hall, but also warns the building will be destroyed. The place starts collapsing. Everyone runs. Tai's rival attacks him, trying to knock him out. Tai almost falls, but Tsukio pushes him to safety. Tai realizes Tsukio might fail, so he saves him too. Tsukio then reveals the truth: he's actually an examiner. He says the final test wasn't about skills, but about humanity and trust. Tai passes, while his rival fails. Tsukio gives Tai his license and congratulates him. Tai asks if Tsukio really likes him. Tsukio says yes. Tai immediately runs away. Back at the mansion, everyone celebrates. They wonder where Kyoichiro is until he falls from the ceiling. Futaba realizes he was the one making all the ghost noises and beats him up while Ayaka takes photos. A few days later, Tai finds an old man hiding inside his bag. Panicking, Tai shoots him. He apologizes, but Matsumi explains the man is her grandfather Ban. Ban says he wanted to meet Tai and brought a wedding gift. He invites Tai to hang out, but Kyoichiro restrains him, claiming Ban is an escaped criminal. Ban says he was only pretending to be locked up to gather information. Ban escapes, using smoke, and drags Tai with him. Kyoichiro calls Tai and explains Ban is a legendary spy famous for breaking into places and escaping. Tai tries to capture Ban, but Ban keeps slipping away, teasing him and saying Tai needs more training. Ban explains he escaped prison just to see his wife Keiko. When she shows up, she handcuffs him and sends him back to prison. Tai understands now Ban did it all out of love. Matsumi, who watched everything, realizes how lucky she is to have Tai. Later, the siblings go shopping. Tai remembers visiting the mall with his family before the accident. Matsumi uses a machine that gives her grenades. Tai buys a bulletproof shirt. They meet a lost girl named Suzu, whose father was taken by thugs. Matsumi leads them to a hidden basement where illegal deals happen. Tai saves Suzu's father, but thugs surround them. Kyoichiro and the siblings arrive and wipe them out. The basement collapses, but no one really cares. That night, Tai dreams of his childhood. He remembers playing games while his parents argued about work and family. They planned a camping trip even though it was raining. Then the accident happens. Tai wakes up, realizing he still hasn't fully moved on from losing his family. Some time later, Shion finally finishes examining the item that Kurogawa left behind. She explains that it holds a guest list from her parents' wedding long ago. While going through it, she finds something shocking. Tai's parents were there too. When Matsumi hears this, she panics. She starts blaming herself and believes her family might be the reason Tai's parents were killed. She tells Tai he should leave her. Tai refuses right away. He tells her not to assume the worst and promises that he wants to stay with her no matter what. He asks Shion to help uncover the full truth. Shion admits they still don't have enough details, but she's surprised they even found the list since it was meant to stay hidden forever. She suspects the criminal underworld is involved and suggests checking a dangerous place called the Library of the Dead, where information about people who disappear without explanation is stored. The Spy Association supports the library, so Tai can enter using his license, but Shion warns him that it's extremely risky. As soon as Tai enters, he realizes how serious the place is. A man laughs loudly, and without warning, the librarian kills him on the spot. Tai freezes. Shion explains that the librarian, Mei, kills anyone who makes noise. Even the smallest sound can get someone killed because Mei's senses are far beyond normal. Tai moves carefully, barely breathing. He finds a book about his parents, but it doesn't explain how they died. Then he notices a slot that matches the marble device. When he inserts it, hidden information appears. Tai learns that his family was targeted by an organization called Tanopo, and the world believes Tai died along with them. Before he can read more, the system detects illegal access and starts destroying itself. Shion warns Tai to escape immediately. Mei is coming. Tai barely avoids her attack and causes a blackout by damaging a power source. Even in the dark, Mei keeps tracking him, saying she can sense his presence. Just as she's about to kill him, Matsumi tells Tai to remove his headphones. Then she screams as loud as she can. The noise overwhelms Mei, knocking her out. Tai realizes loud sounds are Mei's weakness. Tai makes it back home but is immediately questioned by Kyoichiro. Tai asks him directly about Tanopo. Kyoichiro explains they are extremely dangerous and were responsible for killing Mitsumi's mother. He's been searching for them for years, but they leave almost no trace except a matching tattoo. When Kyoichiro investigates Tai's family background, he learns Tai's father worked in the medical field. Looking deeper, he finds several healthcare workers who died around the same time, all connected to a doctor named Makoto. That makes Makoto suspicious. Tai disguises himself as a patient and sneaks into Makoto's clinic. Matsumi joins him, pretending to be an overly caring wife. Tai feels heavy and slow because Kyoichiro secretly attached weights to him to affect his movement. Makoto examines Tai and says he's perfectly healthy, acting like a normal, kind doctor. Later, Makoto leaves the room. Tai sneaks into his office and searches through his files. Using a program from Shion, he unlocks a hidden document tied to Tanopo. It explains that Matsumi's family has special abilities because of a rare protein in her mother's blood. Tanopo wants to use it to power others, but the only way to get it is by taking Matsumi's heart. Makoto suddenly returns and attacks Tai, shocked that he's still alive. Tai asks if Makoto killed his family, but Makoto refuses to answer. Tai notices the Tanopo tattoo on his neck. Makoto stabs Tai, but the blade hits one of Kyoichiro's hidden weights instead. Tai fights back and shoots him, but the bullets do nothing. Makoto blinds Tai with a flash and escapes with his computer. Tai reveals he already copied the data and plans to expose Tanopo. While checking the files, he finds receipts from a place called the Dandelion Hotel, which seems suspicious. At the same time, Makoto reports to Tanopo, saying Tai now Matsumi's husband is alive and won't stop chasing them. The next morning, Tai wakes up on a fishing boat and panics. Kyoichiro greets him and says he brought him there to spend time together. They fish, and Tai even catches one with Kyoichiro's advice. Tai feels uneasy, thinking Kyoichiro might be planning something, but Kyoichiro says this is just a reward for Tai's hard training. Suddenly, a man boards the boat and tries to kill Tai. Tai knocks him out. Kyoichiro explains this was part of training, but the attacker was real. Soon, more bounty hunters appear. Kyoichiro reminds Tai he's still at the lowest rank and admits the exercise might be too much for him. Then a torpedo strikes the boat, blowing it apart. Tai helps save the bounty hunters and notices the Tanopo symbol. Kyoichiro explains Tanopo uses unmanned submarines to guard their routes and tells Tai he's facing enemies even top spies struggle against. Tai refuses to give up, saying he'll do anything to protect Matsumi. Another torpedo comes toward them. Tai wraps it with wires and gets dragged underwater. Remembering his training, he cuts it open with Shinzo's knife, disables it, and sends it back to the surface. The bounty hunters survive. Kyoichiro destroys the submarine and says Tanopo's weapons won't work on their family. Kyoichiro then reveals that Makoto is staying at the Dandelion Hotel. Tai decides to investigate. Shinzo is already on the way to help. At the hotel, Tai tries to use the elevator but gets rejected because only VIPs are allowed. He attempts to climb the building using special gloves but gets distracted, falls, and barely survives by landing in the pool. As he catches his breath, Tai hears a woman ordering staff to take her pet to the VIP floor. That gives Tai a new idea and a way forward. The scene switches to Makoto, who is meeting the hotel owner Noman. Makoto explains that he delivered the newest version of their drug, saying it works better and causes fewer problems. Before they can continue, Tai suddenly shows up and demands they surrender. However, he's dressed in a cat costume, which completely throws them off. Makoto recognizes Tai's voice and says he doesn't have time to deal with him. A helicopter appears, and Noman shatters the glass wall, sending Tai crashing back. Noman realizes Tai is Matsumi's husband, and while Tai is distracted, Makoto escapes. Noman decides to take matters into his own hands. He says he owes Makoto his life, so he won't let Tai interfere. He explains that Tanopo's new drug is called Hazakura, which copies the effects of summoning and grants superhuman abilities. After taking Hazakura, Noman's body grows larger and stronger. He destroys Tai's gun and slams him aside, saying it's tragic that Tai is going to die so young. Tai manages to hit him once, surprising Noman, but Noman's body instantly heals. He brags that Hazakura gives strength, toughness, and regeneration, though it still doesn't compare to the power of Matsumi's siblings. Just as Noman prepares to kill Tai, the building begins to shake. Shinzo arrives, blasting him with a powerful beam. Noman recognizes Shinzo as a gold-ranked spy and continues fighting. Shinzo attaches a device to Tai and throws him off the building. Tai panics until the device opens into a parachute and saves him. Noman then reveals he has a bomb hidden in his tooth and threatens to blow up the hotel if Shinzo doesn't surrender. Shinzo stops resisting, allowing Noman to beat him relentlessly, shaking the entire building. Despite the punishment, Shinzo remains standing, calmly saying he's waiting for the right moment. Outside, Tai scares the guests into evacuating the hotel. When Noman hears everyone is safely out, Shinzo finally counterattacks. He says Hazakura can't compare to his family's power, and reveals his ultimate weapon, an advanced electric gun that only he can use. Noman laughs, confident he can dodge it, but the floor suddenly collapses. Shinzo explains that Tai hacked the detonator system, meaning Noman already lost. Shinzo fires, lightning strikes, and Noman is taken down. From a distance, Makoto watches and notes that Noman served his purpose by providing combat data. Shinzo contacts Tai and says the enemy is defeated, but Tai suddenly collapses from his injuries. Back at the mansion, Nano reveals Tai was shot multiple times and may not wake up soon. Kyoichiro jokingly draws on Tai's face, but Futaba punches him, and Nano orders him away. Mutsumi tells everyone to leave, so Tai can rest, and Nano gives her medical tools just in case. Later, Shinzo talks privately with Kyoichiro. Kyoichiro assumes Shinzo feels guilty, but Shinzo explains something disturbing. Tai started bleeding before Shinzo arrived. With his super hearing, Shinzo should have heard gunfire, but he didn't. This means Tai was attacked earlier, and the damage showed up late. Shinzo says it sounds impossible, but he knows someone capable of doing it. Suddenly, an alarm sounds. Shion explains it's an intruder alert and that over 1,000 enemies are approaching. Outside, the Hazakura battalion gathers. Their leader, Yama, orders them to stay in formation. Makoto tells Yama to be careful, explaining Hazakura users can become violent. He reveals the real plan. They injured Tai to lure the whole family back, and now intend to wipe out Matsumi's siblings. The enemies break through the mansion's defenses, but are stopped by Goliath, who grows into a massive beast. The siblings join the fight, though Futaba notices the enemies are unusually durable. Yama then steps in, revealing he's far stronger than Noman. He smashes Goliath into the mansion and slips inside while Kyoichiro hesitates to avoid hurting Goliath. A mysterious voice activates hibernation mode, sealing the mansion with massive walls. Yama escapes. Futaba recognizes the voice, and Kyoichiro realizes only the head's ring can shut it down. He orders Futaba to handle the battalion while he goes after the ring's previous owner. Inside, Matsumi notices the power is out, and Tai's condition is worsening. Terrified, he'll die. She remembers her mother's words about the head's blood having special power. She draws her own blood and injects it into Tai, hoping to save him. Yama enters the room, but Tai suddenly wakes up. His body feels light, and Yama's movements seem slow. Tai fights back and lands hits, but Yama warns that the power is destroying Tai's brain. Matsumi holds Tai, calming him and helping him focus. When Yama attacks again, Tai blocks it and strikes back, blowing a hole through Yama. Unable to regenerate, Yama calls Tai a monster and dies. Elsewhere, Kyoichiro confronts the mysterious man, his father. He realizes his father planned everything, injuring Tai so Matsumi would be forced to give him her blood and make him stronger. The father says he only wanted a worthy husband for his daughter and tries to leave. Enraged, Kyoichiro attacks, takes his ring, and shuts down hibernation. Back inside, Tai suddenly loses control again due to the power overload. Nano explains it's a side effect of summoning. Tai overpowers them until Kyoichiro restrains him and gives him headphones to listen to Matsumi singing. Her terrible singing shocks Tai back to normal. Tai wakes up, saying the sound felt like the end of the world. When Futaba asks why he helped Tai, Kyoichiro simply says he felt like it. The next morning, Tai wakes up and instantly feels that his whole body still aches. He remembers getting smashed around during the fight with Yama. He drags himself to the bathroom, looks in the mirror, and notices his eye still looks weird, like it hasn't gone back to normal yet. Not long after, Nano comes to Matsumi with a recovery recipe that could help Tai heal faster. But even Nano looks unsure, basically warning her it might be dangerous to use. Tai walks in and says he actually slept enough, but the pain is still there. Nano tells him to take it easy and stay home longer, but Tai insists he has to go to school. Matsumi tells Nano to come with them. Tai hesitates because Nano's body can look not normal. Matsumi reminds Tai that Nano can change his appearance, and Nano uses a special drug to return to his regular student look. As they walk to school, Nano explains the real issue. His powers are hard to control. That's why, when he's at home, he prefers staying in his mutated form. It keeps him stable. He only takes that normalizing drug when he needs to be in public. But while they're walking, Nano's body starts shifting again like the drug is wearing off early. Tai gets worried, wondering if Nano is about to lose control in the middle of the street. Later that day, Tai is hanging out with classmates when he gets a call from Nano telling him to come to the biology lab right away. Tai rushes there and finds Nano mutating again. Nano tells Tai to inject him with medicine. Tai does it, and Nano finally settles down. Then a girl named Kitasato suddenly shows up and asks if Nano is sick. She checks him in a super close way, basically pressing her forehead to his, then says he doesn't have a fever. But Nano gets embarrassed. His body heats up, and Kitasato instantly decides, yep, you're sick, and tells him he needs to go to the infirmary. After she leaves, Nano explains to Tai who she is. She's the biology club president, and she's not a fan of humans. He warns Tai not to mess with her. Tai asks if Nano is really okay, and Nano starts taking pills to keep himself stable. But his body starts slipping again anyway. To calm himself, Nano begins repeating a strange sentence. Tai asks what it even means. Nano explains it's the base pattern of his DNA, the same basic code shared by living things, and repeating it helps him feel normal, like he belongs in the world instead of feeling like a glitch. But then Nano admits something scary. The chant isn't working like it used to. He thinks he's reached a point where his body might never stabilize again. That's why he starts thinking about injecting a permanent vaccine, something that would stop the unstable transformations forever. The problem is, if he uses it, he won't be able to switch forms anymore, and he might not be able to live a normal school life again. Tai immediately shuts that down. He reminds Nano that he has friends and a life here, and he shouldn't throw it away. Tai promises he'll help Nano keep a normal life without giving up who he is. Even with that promise, problems keep happening. In class, Nano suddenly starts transforming again, and Tai quickly uses a dart to stabilize him. Nano thanks him, relieved. Meanwhile, Kitasato goes back to the biology lab to feed the animals, but her snake accidentally eats one of the drugs Nano dropped earlier. The snake mutates, and everything starts going wrong. Around the same time, we cut away to Futaba talking with Rin about the recent attack. Rin wonders when Tanopo is finally going to stop targeting Mutsumi. Rin offers to help Futaba if things get worse. Then Shinzo appears with food Mutsumi prepared. Back at school, Nano thanks Tai again for watching his back, then they hear screaming. They run toward the lab and realize the animals have escaped everywhere. Nano finds Kitasato on the ground and checks her pulse. She's alive. He notices something off, like a weird scale, and instantly realizes the truth. Her snake mutated because it swallowed his drug. Nano blames himself. Kitasato wakes up, panics about her snake, and runs off to find it. Tai tells Nano to chase her, because this mess started from his stuff, and he's the only one who understands it. Nano and Kitasato search the campus. Nano mentions the environment here makes the mutation effects worse, like it encourages the creature to go wild. The snake suddenly attacks. Nano protects Kitasato and realizes the snake doesn't seem evil, more like it's confused and out of control. Kitasato slips and almost gets hit again. Nano finally decides to end it the fastest way. He walks straight up to the snake and lets it bite him on purpose. His arm mutates, and he explains that his mutated cells can neutralize the drug inside the snake. It works, the snake returns to normal. But right after that, Nano disappears from Kitasato's view because he collapses. Tai shows up, carrying Nano, and they head to the rooftop where Nano's condition starts acting up again. Nano panics and says it's over now, because Kitasato saw him transform. He tries to reach for the permanent vaccine again. Tai tries to calm him down, but Nano pushes Tai away, saying he can't control his strength anymore. He's about to inject himself, but Tai stops him at the last second and tells him to use the chant. Nano starts repeating the DNA line again and slowly regains control. Tai tells him straight up, "I'm not leaving you, I'll always be here." Then Kitasato appears and reveals she heard everything. Instead of reacting like Tai fears, she reacts like a scientist, shocked and amazed. She basically decides Nano's transformation is metamorphosis and forms her own interpretation of it. She notices Tai is close to Nano, and Tai gets nervous because people aren't supposed to figure out family connections. But Kitasato misunderstands and thinks Tai just wants to join the biology club. She welcomes him, tells him to fill out the paperwork, and also tells Nano to stay in the club because she needs him. Nano is actually happy she wants him around. After school, Tai and Nano return to the mansion and find something ridiculous. Everyone is knocked out. They're shocked, and then Mutsumi shows up with Rin still standing. Tai asks what happened. Mutsumi admits she tried Nano's recipe to help Tai recover, but when the others tasted it, they all passed out. She claims it's probably just a side effect, and they'll wake up healthier. They wonder why Rin is fine, and Mutsumi says Rin basically never gets tired. Mutsumi even offers Tai and Nano to try the recipe too, but they already know how that ends, so Nano immediately starts making an antidote. Soon after, Tai trains with Shinzo. They spar. Tai loses his footing, and Shinzo finishes him quickly. Shinzo explains sword fighting is mostly balance, and that summoning tends to enhance things like the eyes and hands, but the real advantage comes from sharpening your senses. Shinzo demonstrates by blitzing Tai with insane speed. He warns Tai that he still isn't fully adapted to his new power, so he shouldn't rely on it too long. Kyoichiro joins and tells Tai that power only becomes real strength when you use it for a reason. Shinzo gives Tai a brutal training routine, and Tai immediately thinks it's way too harsh. Then, Kyoichiro says he's heading overseas for a mission. That's when Mutsumi shows up excited and reveals she won raffle tickets to the endless Hell Hot Springs. Back at the mansion, she explains it's a resort meant for underworld people. The family realizes Kyoichiro is depressed because he's the only one who can't go. He threatens to ditch his mission, but Futaba smacks him and tells him to do his job. Kyoichiro throws a fit, saying he needs to protect Matsumi from creeps, but Matsumi promises she'll spend time with him next time. Kyoichiro agrees to hurry his mission, but before leaving, he warns Tai. If Tai bathes with Matsumi, he'll kill him. The family heads to the hot springs. Shion says she knows a shortcut. Shinzo freaks out when the car drops into a lake, but Shion casually transforms the car into a submarine. She explains the resort can't be reached normally. They travel through a cave and finally arrive. Tai instantly notices the place is packed with dangerous-looking people. Futaba tells him not to worry, because fighting is forbidden inside the resort. A man recognizes them and wants trouble. Shinzo remembers that Kyoichiro once beat that guy up during a mission, so the guy is still mad. He tries to fight, but the hostess Emma stops him and reminds him of the rules. The man backs off. Futaba recognizes Emma and explains Kyoichiro couldn't come because of his mission. She introduces Tai as Matsumi's husband. Emma takes them to their rooms. Shinzo and Kengo rush in, and Nano explains fighting over the best window seat is a family tradition. Nano asks Shinzo for the spot, and Shinzo can't resist and lets him have it. Kengo calls Shinzo a loser. Tai mentions his little brother used to love sitting by the window too. And suddenly, the guys get emotional and tell Tai to take the seat. Later, Futaba asks Matsumi if she's finally going to tell Tai that important thing. Matsumi realizes Futaba already figured it out. She says it's the right time and believes Tai will accept it. At the banquet, everyone eats. Then that same angry man blames them for ruining his organization and dumps beer on Futaba. Futaba starts laughing like it's delicious, then throws the guy around. The siblings realize she's drunk. Tai grabs Matsumi and escapes while everyone else tries to stop Futaba's rampage. Tai takes Matsumi to her room, where she tells him they have a private bath and invites him in. Meanwhile, Emma escorts Kyoichiro into the banquet hall. He shows up anyway, saying he already finished his mission because he wanted to protect Matsumi. But when they arrive, the entire hall is chaos. Everyone's fighting, and the siblings are shocked he's there. Back in the private bath, Matsumi reminds Tai they're already married, so he doesn't need to be shy. She mentions she used to bathe with her brothers as a kid. They hear the noise outside and realize Futaba is still causing mayhem. Tai says he's just enjoying the moment, but Matsumi says she needs to tell him something serious. She stands up, and Tai notices a scar on her chest. Matsumi reveals Tanopo once kidnapped her and nearly removed her heart because it's full of summonine. Tanopo wanted to use it to make thousands of superhumans. She explains the process would cause suffering because bodies have to be weakened first before they can adapt to her blood. That also explains why Tai gained power without major side effects, because of how her blood affected him in that moment. Matsumi admits she had no choice then, so she gave Tai her blood to save him. She also believes her father set everything up, because he wanted Tai to gain the family's power. She remembers her father once promised to save her mother, but now he acts strangely, like she can't read him at all. Tai says they should meet him someday to understand him better. Before they can talk more, Shinzo crashes into the pool and screams for them to run. Kyoichiro storms in, threatening Tai again. Futaba jumps in and saves Tai, saying she's finally sobering up. Kyoichiro challenges her to a pillow fight like it's a death match. Then the whole family surrounds Kyoichiro and gangs up on him. Shion pulls out a minigun that fires pillows and sprays the room. Kyoichiro slices through pillows like they're real weapons. Kengo disguises himself as Matsumi, which distracts Kyoichiro for a moment. That opening is enough. Everyone piles on and beats him with pillows. The next day, they celebrate like they just won a war, convinced this victory will be remembered forever. And that's where this video ends. Like this video and next part, and watch this following video until a new one.